Hi everyone, I'm really excited. It's only taken me all week to actually figure out how I was going to screen share with you so I could do an app training. I thought it would be dead simple, but it wasn't quite. But anyway, just in case anybody ever needs to do that, you can do it in Zoom. Download the app. Zoom is like a webinar type platform. Download the app, plug your phone in, and then you can basically launch a meeting and screen share, and it gives you the option to have your phone connected via a cable or AirDrop, which is really useful. So anyway, I'm giving it a go now, and hopefully it all works for you nicely. So what I want to do today is take you through some of the apps we use on a day-to-day basis to play around with your photos and get some really good images out there, because I think for a lot of people it can be really tricky. Some people are quite happy to find their own way through using these apps, but other people would like to be sort of shown a little bit. So here we go. So I'm just going to wake my phone up again because it's gone to sleep. Okay, so Wordswag here. You can see this is what it looks like in the App Store. I think it's available on Android as well as iOS, but I'm not sure because I've never had Android, sorry. So just click on Wordswag. All right, bear with me a second. I've left the app open. Let me just close that down there. Just come back. Here we go. This is Wordswag on the way in, and this is like a home screen if you like. You've got option to go to your camera straight away there to take a photo. I don't think I ever used that. And then this takes you into your photos if you like, or your pre-made images. And then you've got more on the bottom. I'll just show you more quickly. Is it going to work? Oh, no, sorry, it won't work now because I've put it on airplane mode so I don't get any interruptions, but I'll show it. Basically, if you go there, it just gives you some other options to connect to for images, etc. So we click on this image here. You've got loads of presets that you can use. You can have a transparent background, which makes just obviously the background will be clear. And then you've got loads of things there. So you can use any of those and pop some text onto it. You might have seen some of these images sort of floating around before. There's some quite nice ones in there. And there's some plain colours right at the bottom. Pixabay images is for free images. I'll just show you that in a little while. But first of all, and foremost, most people want to use is go to your camera roll. Okay, so you can see that takes me into my camera roll, and just go to all photos. You'll see this one I did the other day for the handbook group. So I'll just pick Fred out here. Okay, and this is what happens when you first go in. So it automatically crops it to square, which is a sort of optimum image for Instagram. You can move it up or down, and that looks quite good, doesn't it? But I rarely use that because on Facebook it optimizes itself, so it adjusts the image basically for you. So it's not, you won't like lose bits of the image. Whereas on Instagram, if you go into Instagram and then try and shrink it down so it all fits in the screen, when other people are scrolling down it, they'll only see the square portion of that image, not what you've shrunk it down to. So that's just a good thing to bear in mind. As you can see at the bottom here, you've got some other options, different sizes: Facebook post, Facebook cover, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, etc. So you can automatically crop it to the right size for those things. I'm just going to skip that for a moment. So you press up the top here, skip. And here we go. So this is your working screen, if you like. It automatically pops this in this particular style every time. And it tells you here, double tap to change me, which is brilliant. You'll see here, you've got the style, which is these things here. This is this sort of menu, if you like, for this button. You've got colour, and then you've got image. So first of all, I will just show you how we can change the text here. So double tap, brings you to this screen, which is great. You can pop in your own text there. You can just change that by clicking on this cross and typing in there we go, something like that, just for a laugh. So you can have that there. I'll just go back, clear that. And then you can pick any of these down here, you see, so on this left-hand side. So if you wanted a quote and you weren't quite sure, you wanted just something to post, there's all sorts of things here. So I'll just click on get height, for example. I want to be able to say, I gave it all I could, I gave it my best. Great sort of motivational post, isn't it? There's loads of things there, so be mindful. There's also, I missed that one, but yeah. But basically anything that's got those little squiggly crosses on, if you just keep tapping it, it'll change the message for you. So you can just rummage through those and see which one you like. I'll go back to custom here. You can change as well. You can do it in capitals. You can have your first capital letter or whatever you like really there. You can play around with it. Some fonts are automatically in capitals, but you'll work that out as you go along. Auto line breaks on means it automatically breaks the line up. So if you've got a longer line of text, it will automatically break it to fit into your image. If you want to specifically do something, so I'll show you that there. So save and close there, and you've got horses rule. Double tapping it again. If I wanted to have horses rule like that, take auto line breaks off. There we go. Okay. Now you can stretch it, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. 2 fingers together on the image, on the letters, and you can stretch it, you can shrink it, you can rotate it, anything you like. Okay. Let's put that down there for Fred. Okay, so let's go and have a look at the different types and styles that you can use. So along the bottom here, you'll see the different numbers. Click on any of the numbers and it will change it slightly. The dice is like a shuffle button. So that will just keep changing it and keep changing it and keep changing it. And they might have loads in there. They might only have a few. So you come back to sort of like your first one. There we go, back to the first one there. Okay, sticking that there. So if you wanted to change and try any of these loads and loads and loads of styles you've got there, you just click on and do the same. So that's obviously too big for that one. So we'll just go up to the screen, shrink it down. There you go. Fred's got a tattoo on his butt. There you go. You know, you can play around with just daft things, you know, but that one, if you haven't got much text on, is a bit limited because it puts that curved text over the top and then like a line underneath it. Wet paint can be quite interesting because it can give you like paint splats and things like that. We've got a curly scripty font. You've got a big square. You've got lines. You name it. There's all sorts of things. There's like a brush text. You can have in boxes, lines. These are these sort of badge things as well. They're quite interesting. I just want to show you this for one moment. I'll just leave it on that because we'll just show you. I'll show one of these. Let's see which looks the best. Just leave it on that one for a minute, okay? So you'll see what I mean in a sec. Okay, so you've got loads of things you can play around with there. Be warned, it can get a bit time consuming because you can, oh, I like that one, oh, I like that one. So yeah, you just have a play around with that. Then you go into colour, which is the next bit along. You've got stacks of textured colours, plain colours, multicolours. you name it, you can pick it. So for example, you want a bit purple, any of these multicoloured ones, you pick like that because it's got your little mixer sort of shuffle button on again. If you keep on clicking it, it will just change the colours for you. Yeah, like so. Multicoloured one at the end. Oof, it's a bit loud. Okay. So loads there. Go back to your white if you wanted. If you wanted to pick your colour, use the click on the dropper bottle. Now, if you've got the hex number, so if you've got a specific colour for your brand or your logo or whatever, and your graphic designer already has given you the hex colour, you can just type it in there and it will automatically go to that colour for you. Or you can just pick there, for example. Okay. So when you've got the colour you want, you can just select the tick. Now you've got a couple of options here at the bottom. You've got transparency. So if you wanted to make it a little bit see-through, you can do. And this is why I kept it on this, for example, for you, because sometimes it can be useful for like badges for your Facebook page and so on. You can invert it. See? So you can see there that you've got, obviously, the picture of Fred coming through in the background. And you can basically, you could save that and then just crop it so that you've got, you know, a better shaped image. It's not wonky and, you know, all the rest of it. But, yeah, you can really have quite a bit of fun with that and play around and create badge type effects. Okay? I'm just going to go back from that. Twit. Okay, it's gone back, doesn't matter, that's fine. So if I go back here again, just it's good to have a recap anyway. Pick a Freddy photo, skip on cropping it. All right, it's gone back to that, that's great. Okay, so if you wanted to, let me just take the invert off. I'll just put that there for now. I'll change it back to some normal text. There we go. When you're happy with it, click Save. And it says, done, pic successfully saved to your camera roll. So it's automatically straight on your camera roll, which is brilliant. So you've got that then to use on anything you want. It's got all these options to share. I don't do that generally because sometimes or more often than not, it comes up with the created in Wordswag and things like that. And it just doesn't look so professional. So I avoid that one. At the bottom, you've got Reswag and you've got add logo or watermark. So I'll just show you Reswag first of all. There we go, brings you up the same text that you just did. And you can change that just by double tapping on it. You can do whatever you want there, change it to be, let's change it to that for ease. We repeatedly do. Aristotle, it's a little quote. And you can then, if you wanted that in a different style, you can do. Obviously, you can't see that very well, that blue, so you wouldn't normally pick a colour like that. You need to make sure that whatever you do really stands out, because just remember when you are scrolling down on your news feed, it's got to be something to make you stop and look, hasn't it? To get your attention. It's exactly the same with everybody else. This is a bit of I don't normally use this text because it's a bit, unless you've got it on like a solid colour background. Let me just put something else in so you can see it more clearly. That's better. There we go. So there it is. And then we've got, then you're happy, when you're happy with it, click Save. Again, that's gone to your camera roll. Now, if you want to put your logo on it or your watermark to stop other people using it, click on Add Logo Watermark. You've got options, text, image, or same image as last time, which is great when you're doing your logo and watermark thing. It just saves time for rummaging around for it. So if I click image, and it asks you, well, it says for best results, choose an image with a transparent background. Yeah, got that. Let's just see if I can find logos. Here we go. Let's just put that one on for now, for example. Oh, it's because I've not gone in blinking my cloud. Let me just see if any of these will work with me being on. I probably won't now. Okay, let me just see if there's anything else that I can pick to show you. Yeah, I had a couple of dummy runs and people kept ringing me and texting me in the middle of it. And I was like, ah! That was something small I can pop on. You end up with so many course photos, don't you? You might be looking for some time. Tell you what, let's just use this for example. I know it's a screenshot, but you could obviously put that on there. Now, if it's got something that's got a transparent background, all would happen was it would just be the picture of the hat and none of the other bits would be appearing there. And then you can use your transparency button at the bottom to fade it out. So you can do all sorts of things like that. You see where that little the tag is on the back of the saddle there. You could maybe put your logo there, and you can just use your transparency bit to just fade it out a bit and make it look like it's actually part of the saddle, if you get what I mean. So yeah, they can do all sorts of things like that. And obviously then you would just save that again and that will give you that image. Now, just want to go back to Pixabay for you. Cancel here. So these are the same, just as you just have done there. You would go. Yeah, same thing. Go back. If you want to search Pixabay images, so if, say for example you wanted something horsey, you could just type horse in there. Oh, I can't do it because let me just take my airdrop off. Hopefully it won't cut us off here. Not airdrop, my airplane mode I'm on about. Let's just see. I thought it would still work with me on the Wi-Fi, but I'm just being a bit dim this morning, taking notice. Here we go. So it'll bring you loads of images up, horsey related images that you could use. Look, absolutely loads of them. That one, for example, and then you would just do it exactly the same as what you've just done then. So either crop it or skip. Pop your text on. Yeah, and then you would save. So hopefully that'll give you an idea of how to use Wordswag. You can just play around with it and just have a lot of fun because there's so much you can do and you can really create some fantastic stuff. So hope you enjoyed that anyway. That's great. I'll just quickly go on to Facetune while we're here. Let me just close that app down. Right, home screen. And this here is Facetune. Okay, so although it says Facetune, we initially found Facetune for basically tweaking stuff on people's faces at events and stuff. So, you know, getting rid of the wrinkles, whitening your teeth, whitening your eyes, getting rid of a spot, you know, all that sort of thing. I know there's arguments 2s and 4s against fiddling around with your face on photos, but I just think if it makes people feel better, why not? You know, they are still the person they are underneath whatever is going on with the face. So, you know, whichever way you want to take that, then go for it. But anyway, let me just show you through this, because it's not all about the face. As you can see here, I played around with this photo within Facetune. So I'll just show you one. Let me see if I can find a picture of my face to start with. Oh, I didn't want the camera. What am I doing? Open photo. That's what I want. Okay, so we'll find a selfie. Here we go. Okay, so if you wanted to get rid of your lines and wrinkles, this is what you can do. So 2 fingers to zoom. Oh God, I look shocking. Close up. Oh dear me, getting old. Okay, so this button at the bottom, smooth. Outdoors life doesn't do you much good, does it sometimes? So 1 drop is a light smooth. The 2 drops are a heavier smoother. And you just literally rub your finger around where you want to get rid of the lines. Give a slightly smoother one. Obviously, you can't see my finger. That's the only problem when I'm doing this, but you can see the sort of change in it. I'm just going to go, so that's the light one. If I zoom right into this and go on the heavier smooth, sometimes it's useful for us outdoorsy girls because we don't always have a load of makeup on with the horses, do we? And you know, sometimes there you can see the difference in my 2 eyes there. You know, that's a bit over the top softening for what I would normally do, because you don't want it to look softened, you want it to look real. So that's why I do that. When you're happy with that, you would press the tick at the top. Now, if you wanted to whiten your teeth, here we go, click down here, whiten. Now this is a bit bright, this one, so I wouldn't go ATT on it, otherwise you'll look a bit special, but I'll go mad on it and then you can see how white it is. Yeah? A bit over the top white. So that I wouldn't want to use, so I could click on the cross at the top. And then you'll see as well this little arrow come up down here, so you can go back in stages as well. So if you've done it in stages but you haven't saved it, it'll just take you back a little bit at a time. So I'll go back to whiten again. There we go, just a little bit. Be amazed what difference that makes. And also on your eyes, although you can't see much of the white in my eyes, it does just brighten them a bit. And especially if you've got like dark circles or something you want to lighten around there a little bit, you can do around underneath the eye. You know, depends how fussy you are about, you know, what your face looks like when you're on pictures. Again, use the arrow at the top to tick. There's all sorts of things you can do down here as well. So I'll just take you through some of these. You can find your own way through most of these. But what I do find is really useful, I'll go back actually to a different image. If you were happy with that and you were just wanting to leave that there, you click this at the top here, and it will give you your options of what you want to do with it there. You can click back on your camera again, it will bring the other option up. Open photo. Let me see if I can find the one before I edited it. All right, here we go. So this picture here I took at the weekend. Nice photo, although it was a bit of a, I didn't really set that up very well. The composition of it wasn't that brilliant for me, but lovely photo at Coombe Abbey. But it's got a flipping plug point on the wall, isn't it? So you don't want that in there. It looks really rubbish. So you can do this. You go to patch at the bottom. Sorry, it's because I've zoomed out. And then use pick on that one there, patch. And it brings these two little circles up. And basically what you can do, you can see, if I zoom that right out, maybe see it. Here, there's a little arrow. So whatever's in this circle will be copied into that circle. Now, it doesn't completely always cover it. It just depends on the imagery that you're on and what you're copying from and so on. So it does vary a little bit. You can make the circle bigger or smaller with your fingers by stretching it or whatever. But I want to get rid of this plug socket. So that circle there, just slide that one over to there. Et voila, one plug socket is gone. Tick. Save. Save to camera roll. Job done. Okay. You can also do lots of things with tones in here. So if you wanted to change a tone, or if you wanted to light on your lipstick or anything like that, you could do things there. We've also got defocus. That's quite an interesting one. And you've got these options, defocus, blur, etc. So let's just do defocus for a minute. If I just run my finger over, you can see that bit there, how that is all now blurry. So if I wanted that, just the boots to stay in focus, I could blur the rest of it out like that. And you can zoom right in to get into the little detail in betweenies if you like. Yeah, see how that can be useful there. A bit similar to the other one. Click the cross, takes you back. Go back to defocus again. Let's have a little look at blur. Same sort of thing, really. Just a bit more, a bit of a stronger effect. Yeah. Okay, you've got filters that you can play around with, lots of filters in Facetune, more filters than any of the other apps, and lots of things within the filter. So say, for example, it's indigo, copper, gold, teal, sapphire. You can just keep clicking all of those until you find one that you like. See what I mean? There is literally loads. Let's just go for that one for a minute. Okay, so pastel one. Okay, now you want to change your lighting down here. And you've got loads of different effects again, more filters if you like. So these are all lighting filters. Some of them are too much, you know, you just have to keep going through till you find one that you like. So that's quite good. So that's called S-curve. Okay, if you wanted that and that was just okay, you could just pick your little tick at the top and go back, or that could be like your next step. But if you wanted to go on to something else, you could then go to your next bit. So say, let's just click on texture. I'll just work through each one of those. You could add a texture on if you wanted. There we go. See what I mean? Loads there. Cool. Okay, then you can go to lens. And then you can basically change the lens type effect on the photo. Let's put a bit of a curve one in. Fisheye barrel. That's quite cool. Yeah, you get they get the gist. I don't tend to use this very much, but sometimes they're useful. That one you can just play around with. It's just about wiping and filling different colours in and different textures in and taking bits out, etc. Okay, so that's back to your original image. You have also got frames. If you wanted a frame on, plain frame. I don't tend to use this very much, but it is there if you so choose. Anything like that. And obviously then you can play around and you can, can do all sorts of things. Once you've got a frame type on, then you can go to the next stage and pick more and so on. There we go. Is there anything else I need to show you in there? I don't really think so. You can change your canvas size here and the shape and crop. Yeah, your reshape is sort of like a pinch and pull type thing. They give you that sort of fisheye effect. Yeah, you can, all the other bits and bobs in there are pretty much self-explanatory, but another little useful tip to just tweak. The other thing that I use for, and it seems to have the best filters out of the lot, I don't know who's on Instagram and who isn't, but I'll just come back here. Where's he gone? There she is. So Instagram. It's going to load. Now, I really like Instagram filters. They seem to work better than any others. So let me just go back and find the first one of Fred. I don't actually think any of those were very good on filters, but I did check. I always tend to check on a photo, because you run it through a few apps and then an ordinary photo can look something really great, but because of his colour and everything, you didn't really need much tweaking. So let's see if I can find something that's, tell you what, let's take this picture of me and Beck. It has already got a filter on it. And we haven't got the original, unfortunately. It's when we took an event. But anyway, you can see it's got that slightly sort of yellowy tone to it. But what you can do, obviously, is you can come in here. You know what I said about the shape of your photo for Instagram? If you shrink it down like that to fit in, you won't get the whole picture when people are scrolling down and they're searching on different bits and bobs. I'm going to do a completely separate Instagram training, but I just wanted to show this for app purposes for the time being. So then if you go to next, and then you can basically look at all the different filters here and how, see if any of these particularly like. Yeah, black and white one. It doesn't give me very many good options on that one. Let's see if we can come back and pick a better photo. If that one in Paris might gives a better photo. See, so just zooming out so you can see what the photo is. So you can, if you're just wanting to use it for filter perspective, you can just obviously shrink it down. So let's just go to next. There we go. Different filters. You can see the difference there. It does make quite a lot of difference on some photos. So that's quite a good one. Hi Nat, I'll give you a buzz back in a bit. Yeah, that's quite a cool one. So if you wanted to edit it further, you just come down here. And again, you can do all sorts of stuff. Brightness, contrast, structure, warmth, colour. Loads of different things you can do in there. Okay, so what I tend to do now is from here, I tend to screenshot, so I tend to use this button here just because it's the quickest, really. So this you can set up in your settings. So for me to screenshot rather than, you know, press the 2 buttons. I've got quite a thick case on my phone, so it doesn't work very well half the time and it gets really annoying. And sometimes if you're at the yard, it's not always easy to do. So device, more, and then screenshot. There we go. So that'll go straight to my camera roll. Then I can crop it and do what I want with it from there. Or, you know, if you wanted to go to post it to Instagram or whatever, you could do that. Okay. So I'll just come back out of there. So hopefully that gives you a little idea into some of the different apps you can use. I'll go into some of the others as well another time. Becky's going to do Pic Collage, I think, and show you some bits and tricks with that. These are the 2 I really love as well, which is Prisma and Enlight. They're both a bit more in depth. Prisma you can just waste far too much time on because it's a really cool app. And Enlight's really good because actually what you can do in there is you can blend 2 photos together, or you can blend elements of photos together. So there's stuff you can do with that. But I hope you found that really useful anyway, and I will speak to you all later in the group. Bye.